I'm Nicola from Aeroflux Braking Systems. At Aeroflux, we're developing wear-free, maintenance-free magnetic aircraft brakes. This is what a brand new aircraft brake looks like. After just 1 year of use, it looks like this, totally burnt and worn out. A brake in that condition is no longer safe, so every year, an aircraft's brakes need to be replaced. The problem is that aircraft brakes wear too quickly. A commercial aircraft goes through 25 new sets of brakes in its lifetime. That means each aircraft has to undergo 25 brake replacements. And this means the aircraft must be grounded 25 times, for up to 600 hours in total. This is what it means in dollars. Worldwide, airlines spend $1.2 billion on new brakes every year. They spend another $3.7 billion on brake replacements. But worst of all, airlines lose over $5.5 billion in missed revenue every single year because of brake-related aircraft downtime. So worldwide, airlines are losing $10.4 billion due to the use of conventional aircraft brakes. To address this problem, Aeroflux has developed a state-of-the-art magnetic aircraft brake that enables completely frictionless and wear-free braking. The Aeroflux contactless brake. This brake is capable of stopping a fully loaded commercial aircraft without actually touching it. No contact, no wear, no replacement. Here's how it works. Inside the brake are a series of high-conductivity metal alloy rotors, which spin with the wheel. As they rotate, a magnetic field is applied perpendicular to the rotors. The field induces an electromagnetic braking force in each rotor that exactly opposes the direction of rotation, thus bringing the aircraft to a safe stop. Now, Aeroflux has made some fundamental improvements to this kind of magnetic braking technology. We have created an optimized magnetic field distribution to project across those rotors that dramatically improves braking performance without increasing weight or cost. Now, of course, our technology is protected by a strong IP portfolio. Aeroflux brakes are patent pending with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and they have been awarded numerous engineering awards, both here at home and internationally. The technology translates to a very clear value proposition. Aeroflux brakes are maintenance-free. There is no downtime for brake replacement. And they are fully certifiable to international aviation regulations. Aeroflux brakes are sustainable with half the lifetime CO2 emissions of conventional carbon brakes, and they are 100% interchangeable with conventional aircraft brakes. Now, looking at our competition, there are no brakes on the market today that can last more than 2,500 landings, which is about a year and a half. But most aircraft have a lifespan of 25 years. So Aeroflux contactless brakes will last 20 times longer than the nearest competitor for the full life of the airplane. They will also be significantly cheaper to operate than a set of conventional carbon brakes. Carbon brakes cost about $9.8 million per plane because of their high maintenance cost and the lost revenue due to downtime. On the other hand, Aeroflux contactless brakes are virtually maintenance-free. They will cost only $1.2 million over the entire life of the plane. So that's $8.6 million in added value per aircraft. Now, we plan to sell to airlines through two primary revenue streams: the retrofitting stream for planes that are already in service, and the new aircraft stream for planes rolling off the assembly line. If we look at these two revenue streams and break down the numbers, we see that there are about 1,200 new planes made every year, and 14,000 of them currently in service. Combined, these two segments represent a total addressable market size of $16 billion over the next 5 years. We have already completed a successful proof of concept and accurately modeled and bench-tested our technology. Next, we have to construct a full-scale prototype of our brake and perform ground testing for C-135A regulations. The detailed design phase will lead to our first viable product in 2022, and by 2023, we anticipate starting on FAA certification. To make this a reality, we have a really talented team with backgrounds in aerospace engineering, design engineering, and intellectual property protection. As a team, I can tell you that we are confident that our contactless braking technology will make friction brakes obsolete within the next 5 years and bring a new, cleaner, more electric future to aerospace. Thank you so much.
Great presentation, Angela. I guess my first question is, what are the biggest hurdles to adoption that you see?
It's a very long adoption cycle with brakes in aerospace. Typically, brakes today are sold on maintenance contracts where there's about 10 to 20 years of locked in. We've looked at the problem in detail. We believe that the best way to get this product to market is on a brand new aircraft program that's coming up in the future. So we're looking at all electric commuter airplanes, business jets, as our best avenue to introduce the technology.
Thank you.
I was going to ask customization for different types of airplanes. Number one, the ability to test it under different conditions, so different environmental conditions. Have you been able to assess that?
Correct. We have a very detailed test program that's fully compliant to C135A, which is your standard for brake certification criteria. We've already looked at the exact requirements that are necessary from a laboratory perspective, and we've talked to major players in the industry that are willing to provide us access to those facilities.
In customization, does it need to be customized for different types of different types of aircraft, or is it somewhat standardized in terms of the product?
It's standardized, and the actual design is scalable up and down depending on the maximum takeoff weight.
Never thought I would say this. This is the beauty of this job. You can wake up and then get excited about brakes one day. Your own success seems also to be a potential detriment, because if your product lasts for 25 years, do you have to be a multi-product company? Or, how many new planes are delivered every single year? Because once you saturate the market, what happens? That's the beauty of the brake business today, is you have to replace the brakes. So you're building a product with so much longevity, right? Once you saturate the market, where do you go from there?
Fantastic question. It's something that we've looked at since day one. Over here might be just a quick reference. Something that we think we can do based on the longevity of our brakes and turn it from a potential negative in terms of a cash flow to a positive is we can do for brakes what General Electric did for jet engines. They took a one-time sale and turned it into a per-mile sale. They will actually charge their customers based on flight mile instead of a one-time purchase. We think we can do the same thing. Fixed price per landing, completely aligned incentives between us and our customers, and complete control over in-service data that we can then sell back as a third revenue stream. So we think that the longevity of our brakes actually gives us a very unique way of penetrating the brake market and trying to replicate with great success what GE's done into the brake industry.
So the assumption is the innovation is so disruptive that you can change business model behavior in the industry.
Correct.
Maybe a naive question, but how much does it add weight to the current aircraft brake?
In our current design state, which is not frozen, we're looking at about a 10% weight increase. We looked at the fuel calculations for that, and it's a very negligible amount. In our slide, there was a small bar for fuel cost, representing that we've included that in that analysis that you saw with the 8.6 million in added value.
Well, we've already met at CDL, so I don't have too many questions. But just on the slide, have you thought about making a connected device, as this is where the GE PTC, the entire industry is going? It also ties very well to your business model.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to take it. Perhaps not in the first design iterations, but it's the long-term vision, definitely.
I have a question. So, this industry very risk averse. With some of the challenges of the last year or so, we've been more risk averse. How do you make your first sale?
We've gone to all of the major players. So we've been to the UTCs of the world. We've been to the Safrans. These are major brake manufacturers. We've talked to airlines in Canada, Porter. The response is phenomenal. They want this technology. We think we can find a deal with one of those major industry partners that allows us to get that first foot in the door with an actual contract with an airline, just to give us that added credibility of a large manufacturer.
Maybe one last question is, does this technology actually allow you to make a change in your fleet number? Because of aircraft downtime, I imagine they do a whole host of things while they're doing brakes. So does it actually have a meaningful impact on the number of vehicles they're leasing? Or is this just bundled? Is this brake service bundled with a whole bunch of things, so that downtime you referenced is there going to be a meaningful impact on that?
Fantastic question. Brakes are one of the only components on a modern aircraft that are not on a set maintenance schedule. It is a purely on-condition maintenance task, which means that the pilot actually physically inspects the unit, and whenever that may be worn, they'll send it in for replacement. It purely depends on how hard they use it, the weather at that time, how heavy is the airplane.
Pre-flight walk around.
Correct. And so the point of that is that there is no way to predict with 100% certainty when your brakes need to be changed. So it's actually a leading driver of independent shop visits. If we can eliminate that, we can provide huge value to airlines.
This may be a tough question to answer, it's okay if you don't know. When you look at the end of the day, you know, all these airliners are consumer businesses. When you look at the customer dissatisfaction of the airline industry, what percentage of that dissatisfaction do you think is directly related to brake issues?
I cannot say. Just from a sort of qualitative perspective, I can say that brakes are known to cause delays in service, whether it's for inspection or for actually calling a maintenance crew to take a look and see if it can fly that day. It'd be a great thing for us to look into and quantify for the actual passengers how much of their inconveniences are caused by brakes.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.